Greetings viewers, this is Macho Maverick coming to another video. Today we're going to be unboxing the Zoids Highend Master model Great Saber Marketing Plus version by Kotobukiya. But before I unbox, I'd like to share a little bit about the Great Saber. Basically, if it was in any form of media, whether it be in anime or even in video games, just want to share a few facts about it before I unbox. The Great Saber, or Saber Tiger, or Zaber Fang, other names for this Zoid, only has been from anime, and actually it hasn't really been belonging to a main character. It's mostly just I would say a universal Zoid that's been used by many different characters, and not really much to say much about it. But the Great Saber is obviously a saber-toothed tiger type Zoid, belonging to the Empire faction of the Zoids universe. In the Zoids battle story, the Zaber Fang was first developed by the Xenopus Empire army in the early Zag 2030s, working alongside the Redhorn or Darkhorn Zoids, or earlier Zoids for that matter. For a long time, it was a devastating Zoid when pitted against smaller Helic Republic Zoids. It could easily outrun anything it couldn't outfight. The Zaber Fang, or Great Saber in this case, was outmatched in its combination of speed and firepower. The Helic Republic did not possess a Zoid that could directly compete with the Zaber Fang until Zag 2042 when the Shield Liger was introduced. In Zag 2044, the Empire introduced another model of the Saber Fang known as the Great Saber. The Great Saber sported improved weapons along with limited flight capabilities. The Great Saber remained in service with the Xenopus Empire forces until the Empire's fall in Zag 2049. That was the battle story history. Now, for any media appearances, especially in anime, the Great Saber, or really the Zaber Fang, was first appeared in Zoids Chaotic Century, which is an anime, Zoids anime to be specific, that I mentioned many times on this channel. During the first half of the series, Raven, which was a main rival of the protagonist Van Flyheit, Raven used a red Saber Fang to destroy battalion after battalion of Republican Zoids, allowing the Imperial Army, or the Empire Army for that matter, to enter Republican territory unhindered. His Zaber Fang would clash with Van, Shield Liger, there you go, a total of 4 times, winning by his own skill the first time and calling on his Organoid Shadow to win the second time. Raven never got to finish his third battle due to Van running off, but Van managed to damage the Saber Fang with his Liger's energy shield before leaving. Raven's recklessness and overconfidence brought about his own downfall in their 4th match when he attempted to rip Van's E-shield or energy shield from the Shield Liger apart by ramming the Zaber Fang through it, destroying itself in the process, which I do recall this scene specifically, this episode, and by far is actually one of my favorites, just the way how the animation looked. Seeing the head of this Great Saber, or Saber Fang for that matter, ramming through an energy shield, I gotta give credit to the animations on that one. But that was for the Chaos Century. Now as for Zoid's New Century. In Zoid's New Century, the Zaber Fang was mostly used by a team that is known by the Tigers team. It consisted of 3 brothers, Kirkland, Amari, and Lionback, and each one of them piloted a bright yellow Zaber Fang. And they were in the rankings a Class B group, or even less than that for that matter. They were not that was their own notoriety. Other than that, various people piloted a Zaber Fang, but it was more of like a 1 episode, and that would be it. But yeah, the Saber Fang did, I would say, had definitely more TV time in Zoids Chaos Century than New Century. But that's enough about the media and the battle history. Let's get straight to the box, shall we? So you can see here a very good action pose with the Great Saber. If you look down below, he's going up against two Shield Ligers. So that gives you a good idea that the Zaber Fangs were going up against the Shield Ligers and Shield Ligers. And any modifications, or in this case the Great Saber, will go up against a much better evolution of the Shield Liger, or in that case the Blade Liger. But here's the front, and the bottom had has a nice little pose there. And you can see here, this is the Empire Zoid 003, so the third one that was made for the Empire faction. Side picture, just like the front. A front view, back view, couple of pics of the weapons that this kit has, in a decal sheet. There's a little pose there too. Alright, now on to the unboxing. If I can get it. There we go. So let's see here. Got a few runners here. I want to say these either for the weapons or the legs. Running for the weapons. Here. These actually might be for the feet, just by looking at them. I can tell these are either for the body, or I would say the shoulders or top parts of the legs. And then more extra pieces. I would say these are definitely for the weapons, I would say. Oh, here we go. So it looks like some pieces for the feet. The two fangs from the mouth. Some teeth there too, and it looks like the genetic pilot. Okay, very good. Oh, some nice, I'll say gold and silver parts. Looks like pistons, so I'm looking forward to that. And this looks like a rubbery, rubbering piece there. Definitely for the one of the main weapons. And more pieces for the feet, I want to say. There's the Zoid core, and the definitely for the eyes here, they have a red translucent and a clear translucent. So definitely you have at least one or two choices for the eyes. Let's see. And here are the instructions. I'll set them aside for right now. Up, more parts for the legs. Some more red parts for the legs. Red parts for the body. And more parts for the body. Looks like for the head too. And more pieces for the body, and it seems like this is some pieces for the weapons as well. And I can tell from these pieces there's a lot of panel lining, and I'm looking forward to that. I always like whenever there's a lot of good detail that I can just use some panel lining to make it really stand out. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think that's about it. Yep, these are mainly used for the weapons. And more detail for panel lining. Oh, and here's the caps. That's basically used in every Zoids kit. We got the decal sheet. And a little, looks like some sort of like gem sticker. Must be used, might be for the weapon. Maybe it's like a red dot, maybe for like sniping. Just assuming. Alright, looking forward to that. Oh, and I just want to make a point out EPZ Empire Zoid Z2821, probably the code for it. But just like on the box, this is an EPZ03. And onto the instructions. I want to add that this is my first Zaber Fang kit ever. Even when Zoids came in, when Hasbro had it, and they're all part of the motorized, customized line, never had a Zaber Fang. So I'm kind of excited to actually build this to see how it is. So if I can understand and read this properly, I'm sure this is for the history or the moments in anime. And of course, in case I am missing any pieces or some pieces break, I have this sheet so I can get a new one or order some new parts. There are the specs there. So it weighs 90 tons. It can go to 240 kilometers an hour. I'm still kind of confused about these two parts. 15.8 meters and 11.5 meters. If I were to guess, the 15.8 meters is the entire Zoid of how big it is, and probably the weapons is the 11.5 meters. In case I am wrong, please do correct me on the comments down below. And some nice sketches. It shows all the runners here. And I see some pieces that are grayed out. I want to say that these mean that I will not be using these pieces, which tends to happen in case many Zoids use the same runners. Tends to happen. Shows like the Shield Liger and Blade Liger use a lot of similar parts, so there's a lot of extra pieces there. So, just like in many Zoids kits, it starts off with the head and onto the body. Continue on with the body. And body 1, body 2. Body 1 is basically the front of the body. Body 2 is the back of the body. Or the tail, that helps. And onto here, starting with the legs and the feet. The front legs. And starting with the back legs. And continue on with the hind legs. And onto the weapons. So this is a matter weapon on this underside. Some extra parts for the back. And continue on with the main weapon. And last but not least, the assembly. And I can tell that's the rubbery part I showed earlier. So this looks like there's a bunch of like magazines for his main weapon. And more schematics of the Zoid. And lastly, we got the color palette. So in case I or you would like to paint these or have a better idea of what colors I'll use, here you go. And so we have the back view, the weapons, the cockpit, which is of course always in the head, the pilots, the Zoids core, and other weapon as well. Alright, and that's it for the instruction manual. Thank you all for watching. I'm definitely looking forward to this next project. Like I said, this is my first Zaber Fang, or in this case, the Great Saber. So I'm really looking forward to how this kit is going to turn out. I mostly wanted to see if there's any similarities between the other cat-like Zoids I built before. So basically, the lightning sights, the blade liger, and of course the various amount of liger zeros, the liger zeros I've built. So looking forward to see the same similarities. But till then, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. There are 2 videos here for you to pick from. The one that's most recent, of course, is the Iron Man, the last video for the Mark 85. But of course, if you want to take a look at the other Iron Man or more Storm kits I built, there's the Iron Spider, the Rescue Mark 49, Mark 46, and Mark 50. So be sure to check those out. And of course, there's another video here that YouTube picked out. So be sure to take a look at that as well. I have some socials down below, so be sure to follow me there. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep on building.